Tesla stock is up over 1% today, and we have all of your Tesla stock breaking news, including Tesla short sellers that are down almost $300 million yet again today. And let's start with Tesla's price action. Tesla stock is currently $248.45 per share, and it has been a pretty volatile day. At the low of the day so far, you hit $242. At the high of the day, you hit $252. It has been a $10 range today. And as I said in previous videos, don't be surprised if Tesla stock does take a little bit of a breather around that 250 level, and it looks like that is happening today. This to me is actually a great sign because it's telling you Tesla is not running off of just pure momentum. Momentum would be higher and higher volume. It would be Tesla stock just squeezing essentially and going higher and higher. It looks like the rationale behind Tesla is not of momentum, but actually like, hey, Wall Street counted Tesla out for a long time, and maybe they shouldn't overlook Tesla anymore. So I actually think it's a good sign to see some price discovery. And yes, just to see some kind of cool down with Tesla's RSI at 84.5 heading into Tesla's next earnings on July 23rd or the Robotaxi event on August 8th, I think is overall healthy. And I mean, still, Tesla's up like 1% today, at least at the time of recording this video. But as I did say in previous videos, don't be surprised if Tesla falls back to the 240s, maybe even the 230s before some of these next big catalysts. I think the main driver for Tesla stock so far has been hedge funds and institutions reallocating to Tesla after they are sitting back and saying, if things get better for Tesla, we don't want to miss that upside. Whereas I think a lot of retail is still pretty negative on Tesla. We've seen the stock twit sentiment barometer for Tesla. Even though Tesla's went up 40% in just a couple of weeks, you've seen retail pretty bearish on Tesla. And I think a lot of that is retail investors got shaken out of their positions at much lower prices. Some of them, of course, not everyone. And they don't like now that Tesla's at $250 and they missed out on the rally. Inevitably, I do think that will help fuel Tesla stock to go higher and higher. But, you know, on a day-by-day basis, it can be negative also, because I don't think you're at that point where there's just full-on FOMO for Tesla. So again, I do expect a reset of the RSI at some point down to 240, consolidate around there, maybe the 230s heading into earnings. I think that's going to overall be a positive catalyst. I think margins are going to get better. I think there's going to be a lot of reasons to be excited about Tesla. Potentially, as some analysts have pointed out, maybe on Tesla's earnings is when we could get the introduction of what the next gen vehicles are going to look like, what the pricing might be, a timeline for them, because again, Robotaxi event on August 8th. The best time to probably do that would be July 23rd to introduce what these next gen vehicles could be, and then to follow suit August 8th with the Robotaxi itself. And it wouldn't surprise me if Tesla stock has another parabolic rally from July 23rd until August 8th. So from now until July 23rd, I actually want to see a little bit of a reset in Tesla. And to be honest with you, I would love to buy some call options on Tesla heading into Tesla's earnings to cover the month of August. Because this latest rally, I did not have any call options, did not have any puts either, did not hedge either direction, and it's all been shares for me. Which, yes, has worked very well, as you know if you own Tesla, but I would like a call or two as well. I think after August 8th, Tesla stock could make a run to new all-time highs, depending on the timeline for Robotaxis. Again, the only thing you really need to know heading into August 8th is, do we get Robotaxis in 2025 or 2026? That's the question. If we get Robotaxis 2025, and that's the guidance we get from Tesla, then Wall Street will start to price that in on August 8th. And over the next couple of months. 2026, you're not going to get any Robotaxi love right now in Tesla. Not with rates the way they are and the risk premium in our markets being terrible. Risk premium meaning you can get 5% in treasury bonds with uncertainty in the economy. there's no point in buying stocks, especially stocks that have a long-term growth outlook or long duration growth outlook, when you could just buy T-bills and chill for the next 12 months until that happens. But yes, we'll clarify all of this and talk about this more heading into Tesla earnings over the next couple of weeks, and especially August 8th. But that's kind of the game plan I have right now. Would it surprise me if Tesla rallied into the 260s? Not really. Although I think the markets are pretty disconnected from reality. You can see today the S&P 500 is hitting a new all-time high, and that high today was $553.13. Today, at least right now, you're sitting at about $552.96, up almost 0.3%. But in all actuality, the data we got today was really bad. The unemployment rate went from 4% to 4.1%, triggering the SOM rule, and we'll talk about that in the next video, but it appears like we're already in a recession, believe that or not. And equities are not discounting that at all, which is just mind-blowing. You want to stay tuned for that video coming out at 8 p.m. tonight. But just know, it looks like we're already in a recession from any of these unemployment indicators you can find. Now, non-farm payrolls came in at 206,000, better than the 200,000 that was expected from the Dow, 190,000 that were expected here from Trading Economics. But the last 2 months, you saw downward revisions of 111,000. Last month's number revised from 272,000 down to 218,000. And the month before was also revised down by about 60,000 jobs. So the labor market has broke, essentially. Now, it's also worth mentioning that this 2-week period from July 1st through the first 2 weeks in July, it tends to be seasonally the best period for markets throughout any time of the year. Better than the Santa Claus rally, better than, post-election results, better than any other time of the year. So it's not surprising why stocks are doing okay, especially heading into earnings season where expectations are high. There's a lot of optimism that earnings are going to be good and come in better than expected, especially around AI. I think actually heading into those earnings, when we get those earnings, that could be a little bit of a causation for a larger pullback. So right now, I would say I'm cautiously optimistic. If anything, there can be a rotation in our markets and a broadening out of our markets, but I'm not very bullish or optimistic on the S&P or the NASDAQ on a headline basis, especially not considering the data that came out today and the data that continues to come out suggesting the economy and labor market are weakening at a pretty aggressive pace. Now, if we take a look at option activity today in Tesla stock, you have seen 132 different trades totaling about $52 million with a positive order value of 76%. So big money continues to be very bullish in Tesla options, with a lot of these specific trades targeting the high 200s to the low to 330 level just by August. And as I mentioned on the onset of this video, Tesla short sellers continuing to get washed out even today, with Tesla stock being up 1%. That equals about a $300 million loss just today alone. That adds to the about $9 billion in losses you have seen in less than a month. That's rough. That's bad. Seriously, if you know someone short in Tesla, give them a call, see how they're doing. You do have short interest of free float at 3.84%. The dollar amount currently sold short, excluding today's $300 million increase, is 26.19 billion. Still the same 106.5 million shares sold short. You can see today return shares of 1.42 million, borrowed shares of 1.74 million. That means on net, it looks like about 322,000 shares are being sold short today. So shorts are still not learning their lesson. Today is another very narrow day for the markets. The percent of stocks trading above their 50-day moving average is at 39.1%. 3.5% of stocks out there on our markets today are breaking under their 50-day moving average. And as I mentioned earlier in this video, sentiment today for Tesla stock is bearish at 43. Yesterday, you were barely neutral at 51. So even though Tesla continues to go higher, retail investors seem to be quite bearish, which is just a tell to, maybe the retail investors' positioning. They were not prepared for this rally. They missed out on a lot of this rally, I would argue, and that could lead to more buying over time as more retail gets allocated back to Tesla. Message volume today is normal at 54, unchanged from yesterday, and the participation ratio today is high at 56. Google Trends data for Tesla is showing solid, just normal trends, and now for the entire product lineup besides the Cybertruck still at 74, the Model Y at 25, the Model 3 at 23, the Model S at 10, and the Model X at 8. Overall, very healthy levels, but not as large as what we've seen over the previous quarter of Q2. Full self-driving Google Trends are at 21, which is still a lot higher than where you were in the low to mid-teens, really for any other period in time. So Google Trends data at 21 for full self-driving suggests to me that maybe, some people that got the full self-driving trial, that their trial has now ended, maybe incrementally people are signing up because they're like, hey, I want that back again. Tesla continues to run about 4,000 different ads with Google, and Tesla's global inventory numbers have fallen for the Model Y down to about 4,200. The Model 3 has risen to be the product with the most global inventory at about 4,600. The Model X at about 2,800, and the Model S at about 2,300. Now let's jump into your Tesla stock news today. For the first time, the Model Y was included in a list of electric and plug-in hybrid models that a local government in China can purchase as a service car, according to official Chinese media outlets. The paper on Tuesday. Yesterday, Tesla used their cars to create the shape of the Texas flag on top of the Giga Texas parking garage for the 4th of July, which is pretty cool. And it's being reported by Finbold now that Tesla short sellers lost $3.5 billion in just 2 days of trading after the company's Q2 delivery report. But as I previously mentioned, overall shorts are down about $9 billion in the last month or so. India doesn't expect Tesla to move forward with an investment in the country anytime soon after executives at the company stopped contacting them, according to Bloomberg. Well, it looks like India should have cut a better deal, because that's what tends to happen if you don't. The official Cybertruck X account page says with this update 2024 20.7, Cybertruck DC charging speed is now faster in road trip charging sessions. More to come, and happy Independence Day. Elon Musk posted this video of Tesla's Gigafactory supercomputer cluster from a distance here, and it looks impressive. This would assume that it's up and operational. At least they got the lights hooked up. That's for sure. Tesla showcased its second-generation Optimus humanoid robot at the World Artificial Intelligence Conference in Shanghai on Thursday, making it one of the few American AI products seen at China's top AI show. Quote, the single Optimus shown at the Shanghai event attracted a lot of attention. And here you can see that image. And it's now being reported today that several Chinese state firms have recently purchased Tesla Model Ys as service cars, a local government statement said on Friday, just about 12 hours after they were given permission to do so. If anything speaks to the desirability of Teslas, it's probably that. Rivian has now ended a 7-day vehicle return policy. Tesla's Shanghai plant received EU inspectors, which could lead to lower duties, a report shows. For the first time in China, the Tesla Model Y has been registered in the Jiangsu's government's vehicle catalog. This allows us to feel that regulations and moods for Tesla and its vehicles are getting better. Again, on a technical basis, if you look at this downtrending line, Tesla has broken above that. That was a huge sign of what's to come. Also, Tesla broke above that 20-day moving average on the weekly candlestick chart, around $231 per share, and Tesla's going to close above that to close the week. So to start a new candle well above that 20-day moving average, again on the weekly candlestick chart, is a great sign from a technician standpoint. You're well above the 20-day moving average at about $205.48 on the daily candlestick chart. And I mean, overall, could you get a fall here down to 230? Yes, I'm actually expecting that. Maybe that's just because I want to be realistic with myself and my expectations. But then I do expect a chug higher to likely new all-time highs by the end of this year. From a technical standpoint, the rally does look a little extended with the RSI at 84.62. The MACD line has also went parabolic recently, now at 14.85. The signal line at 7.96. And yes, I am a little concerned for the broader markets. That could have some kind of impact on Tesla if broader markets do fall here over the next couple of weeks. If you look at a stock like Apple at $225 per share, or Amazon at $200, Google at $191, all of these stocks at new all-time highs today. I mean, expectations are probably a little too high heading into earnings season, and really what's driving the markets higher today are these big tech names. So that will conclude this video. Let me know what you think about all of this information down below in the comment section. Hit the like button as well as subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Thank you for watching, enjoy your day, and I will see you in the next one.